Welcome back, everyone, to the Nation Network. Vince McSham with you here, and it's time for Game On. We got some breaking news. There's been talk in the 2K community, particularly from 2K themselves, that they are looking at realigning their prices in the card market, which everyone knows has been drastically overpriced. A lot of people like myself really don't do anything with the My Faction stuff simply because, A, the grind is not worth it, and B, what they are expecting to get these random cards is astronomical. And then if you want to just buy the cards, it's also astronomical. I know, because I've been looking for a couple in particular that I've actually wanted. The only cards I'm interested in are Persona cards because, as you probably know, those will actually unlock playable characters in your game. So if I can get another alternate version of a wrestler that I like, maybe from an earlier point in his or her career, then yeah, it's worth it for me if the price is right. And I've always said the price should be maximum of $4.99 for a single wrestler. You should do packs or buy two, get one half offs, but maximum $4.99. I think you're getting a roster at the beginning of the game that has over 200 names on it. They tell you what the DLC is going to be up front. That's what you're paying for. For the people that want to complain about, oh, now they're nickel and diming us. No, they're not. You don't have to buy anything else. You got what you paid for. Now, if you want additional content, this is what it costs. My problem is you have to make it a reasonable number. They haven't done that. However, they've been getting a little spanking lately. And this is actually a really good sign for a number of reasons. And let's take a look at what I'm talking about here more specifically. So as we jump in over here to the board, the only thing I'm interested in is Persona cards. So that's the only thing I look at. The Elite figures, and this just happened now as I'm getting on today. This is the first time because I've been looking at these things for weeks, thinking they're insane if they think they're getting this. And, for example, the Cody that was free last year, if I'm not mistaken, now My Faction points is down to 61. It was over 120 as of yesterday morning. That's what it's been floating at, 120,000, and I believe 110 in VC. Now, I'll say this. I just used a lot of My Faction points up to get the Kurt Angle, where he's got his hair back on, and started almost from square one, ground zero. And I'm already at 17,000 just doing the World Tour, which is the only other thing I'll do because, number one, it's not a massive challenge. Number two, if you got nothing else to do a couple of matches here and there, and eventually you'll complete the tour. But number three, at the end of each tour, you're getting another persona that's unlocked and playable. So you're expanding your roster free of charge. For that, it's worth it to me. Am I going to do the My Faction stuff? No. That's not going to happen. But, again, now we can see these prices, all this top line, all of these were ridiculously overpriced. They were all at 120 and I believe 110 in VC. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar, if you don't have any VC at the moment and wish to purchase some, here's the going prices. So if you needed 110, you're looking at well over $20. At that point, you might as well go 50. That's another game. This is insane. Absolutely insane, the cost that they are associating with these things. So now for my purchase price of $4.99, the one that I can tolerate for $15,000, if I had no VC right now, $15,000, what could I get? Not much. Maybe nothing. Let me check. Nothing worthwhile. I guess we could start with that. Let's see. All right, for $10,000, you can get the Kurt Angle with that 8-bit graphic thing that I think is ridiculous. Why would I want to have something that makes the game look worse? That makes no sense to me, but hey, to each his own. These are all 8-bits pretty much. Bray Wyatt is not, but again, what am I going to do with him in this non-wrestling attire? Doesn't really hold a value to me. I won't use it. I want it to be something I'm at least going to use. You can get The Miz for $13,000 now. Then again, it's him with a suit and a red tie and all. I've seen it. It looks cool, but what am I going to ever do with it? Nothing. And then we got old Dwayne down here for the low, low price of $16,900 or $1,300. I feel like I've already got him in the game, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. But either way, I'm not a big Dwayne fan, as most of you know, so am I going to drop any money on him? No, probably not. But they have definitely cut the prices down. So that tells me a couple of things. Number one, the market has finally spoken to them. Right now, as a wise man once said, it's hard times for a lot of people out here. And they ain't got money for this shit. And I kept saying nobody wanted to listen. Now I think they're starting to feel the fact that, man, people aren't buying this shit. That's step one. Step two is do not line up and pre-order 2K26. And I know a lot of you will end up doing it, and that is your right. You have that right to do it. I think you crazy. But then again, that's just my point of view on this. I want to tie this into something else that many of you probably aren't aware of, unless you live in Canada. And if you do, by all means, leave some comments down below. If not all, somewhere near 95% of all 7-Elevens have closed overnight in Canada. Closed, out of business, gone, leaving Canada. Why? Because the Canadian government has made it impossible for them to make money. Let that sink in for a minute. Over 400 7-Eleven stores shut down and moved out. They're done. They will not be doing business in Canada. It's not a remodel. It's not a reorganization. The reorganization is we're out of here. Now think about that, because some dumbasses helped a communist get elected in New York. And if you don't think New York is going to look like that in 6 months' time, it all ties together, guys. It all ties together. Yes, this is about gaming, right? The same thing is happening with the card market. You've created an environment where it can't be profitable. You are the same thing TKO is doing with the tickets for live events. And God forbid if it's one of the core four. What you guys are doing with tickets has priced the fans out. Not only that, but fans like me are not coming back again. You can come back down to $60 tickets, and I'm not going. And now there's talk that the WWE is being sold to Saudi Arabia. That's it. That company is dead at that point in time, finished. I won't be surprised to see Shane O'Mac, maybe Vinny if he's still around, Stephanie, bury the hatchet, get together, and build a new family wrestling organization and start from the ground up again. Wouldn't surprise me in the least. And the minute that sale goes through to TKO, they'll be able to do it and do it well. Now, I know Vince has a non-compete. I forget how many years it is. And it's not like he needs the money, but gosh dang, that ego of his won't give him a break. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm happy to see that the numbers have been gutted by 50%. And it's not like it's a Black Friday deal. Who knows? Maybe it'll even be better for that. That's kind of what I'm holding out for right now to see. But the reality is this, guys. If we line up and we prepay and we order 2K26, nothing has been learned. They have to take a massive hit. A massive hit. They can't be off by 5% from last year's. They can't be off by 10% from last year. While that's a big number and that would definitely get people's attention, they need to be down 40, 45, 50%. I know there's no way everyone's not going to go out and get the game. What I'm saying is if you're on the fence, just hang tight. Boycott 2K26 is the hashtag I'm going to be going with from the day they launched their first official ad. I've seen a couple of little things they've been doing with Xavier lately. But when the first real ad comes out, hashtag boycott WWE2K26. And then let's make it happen. Let's get it down 35, 45%. And then we have their attention. Then they're going to start listening. Then we might get a new company in that can make the game the right way. God knows they haven't gotten it right yet. 2K has done nothing but screw the pooch year in and year out. But I'm glad to see that right now the fans are tightening their wallets and saying no mas. All right, that wraps it up for this edition, but I wanted to get this out because I was surprised to see such a big, drastic drop in prices this morning when I got on, and that's what I looked at first thing. So you guys take care. Make sure you find time every day to say the two magic words, and those are game on. For the night so wild, you're sitting here like a reckless child. Our keep buzzing electric fire, chasing scores higher, higher.